Jane Unchained live talk with one of my heroes, Sangita Iyer, an award-winning filmmaker who has created the extraordinary film Gods in Shackles, winner of so many awards, honored by the United Nations. Now she's got a new project with her organization, the Forgotten Elephants of Odisha in India. This is a dazzling weekend festival, and you are invited, people. November 7th and 8th. Jane Goodall is featured. There's going to be music. There's going to be fun. There's going to be dancing. There is Sangita with just one of the elephants she has saved. Tell us all about it, Sangita. This festival, I know it's for an incredible cause to help these elephants, but it's also going to be fun for people who get tickets.
Absolutely. And first of all, I must say, I'm just so deeply honored to be able to speak with you. And you're also my hero. And, we are mutually we admire each other. And we are all here to help elephants and the animals at the end of the day. And so as far as I'm concerned, I feel like, let me start with the festival, and then I'll go into why the festival, if that's okay. So the festival is all about, creating awareness and empowering people and ensuring that they understand, what the elephants are going through a film called Gods in Shackles. But the key attraction to this whole event is Dr. Jane Goodall. She is my idol, and I have been literally worshiping her since I was a teenager. That's why I took biology, because of her. And so she's been such a tremendous influence in my life, and to have her, inaugurate the festival is such an incredible honor. She's a goddess of conservation. And so I'm excited that she's our guest of honor. And after that, we have the screening, and then we have a panel discussion in which, Jane, you yourself are participating. And I know, I'm so excited about that. And, we're going to really, really give such a strong voice to these precious elephants who really deserve so much of, caring and concern. And basically, after the screening of the film, we're going to have a panel discussion, as I said, and I have a surprise happening, which I'm not going to share until the end of the show, so people will wait. And then the next day, of course, we had this Ellipalooza, and it was completely organized and conceived by Maureen Mahone. We have a fantastic team of people: Maureen Mahone, Loreen LaPena, we have Melinda Parr, we also have an online auction. And we have Hollywood celebrities that have endorsed this project. And we're going to be sharing videos from people like William Shatner, who has endorsed the film. I know. So I'm just so ecstatic. And, it's just still evolving. I mean, we're left with 2 weeks, but there are so many amazing, grand things that are being added. And the reason that people want to participate, I must mention Sean Hill is going to be hosting. Yeah, he's going to be hosting the concert. And Dan Richardson and Katie Cleary, these two are awesome animal advocates and actors and models who are also going to be hosting the first day of the event itself. So kudos to everybody. The whole team has come together so beautifully. And I'm just immensely grateful for everybody who has contributed tremendous amount of time, all kinds of material stuff for the online auction and all these wonderful things.
I have to tell you, it's for a great cause, but I've been to these events and they are fun. The auctions are incredible, and there are so many fun surprises where you never know what's going to happen next. You get incredible auction items that you would never find anywhere else. There's going to be a concert. It's really fun. So you can get your tickets on the intro. There is a hyperlink to where you can get your tickets. And please join us. I'm going to be there. I can't wait. My dear friends, Katie Cleary from America's Next Top Model, amongst many other things. World Animal News is going to be there. Sean Hill, who is an amazing poet and comedian. This is going to be so much fun. And let's remember what it's for. It's for these elephants. You are an award-winning documentarian who brought us the unbelievably powerful Gods in Shackles, honored by the United Nations, as well as a docuseries you did in coordination with National Geographic, with whom you've worked. But let's take a look at some of the video. the innocent beings who are being exploited and abused at the heart of this entire effort. I mean, what are we doing as a species to these beautiful, beautiful, innocent animals who are so social, who are so intelligent, who can run hundreds and hundreds of miles in the wild? And this is what we are doing to them. This is what we are doing to them. And this is why you made the film that has won so many awards, Gods in Shackles, the truth behind the pomp and pageantry of India's temple elephants. Oh my God. How do you do it, Sangita, as we ask people to sign up for this fun, happy, upbeat festival that's going to have Dr. Jane Goodall and auction items and silent auctions and live auctions and music and concerts and poetry and just great fun November 7th and 8th. The link to sign up is right on the intro to this live video. Just click it and join. But how do you, it's gut-wrenching. When I see this video, I think, what have we become as a species that we are so cruel?
Yeah, exactly. We have completely become disconnected from the natural world. And, the whole world is moving towards material wealth. And, there's this incredible lust for material wealth and conquering and power and all these kinds of, material and objective things. And we have forgotten our innate intrinsic connection with the natural world. And so, what we have done is we have focused on development, mining, and we are focusing on all kinds of infrastructure and these things. And of course, they're essential for, an advanced society, but there has to be a balance. We have to strike the right balance between, development and protecting the environment. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing, right? Elephants, they're basically the breath of our life. And this is how. Elephants, they wander across vast areas for hours on end. And when they do that, they excrete about 300 pounds of dung. In that dung, they carry seeds, and so they disperse seeds in their dung. And seeds become trees, and trees give us oxygen to breathe and take up the carbon dioxide. So basically, they're natural air pollutants, as well as they give us, they purify the air, as well as they are actually climate mitigators. And this is
they are not in shackles.
Yeah, exactly. These are wild animals. These are wild elephants. And, we're talking about the Odisha elephants that are wild elephants. And these gods in shackles, for whom I had actually produced the film about captive elephants based in, I should say, specifically temple elephants out of Kerala state. They've made a lot of changes ever since the movie was released because, people became more and more aware. And Jane, a lot of these things happen because people are simply unaware. And this is why I feel like awareness is such an incredibly important part of, ensuring that people change their attitudes and behaviors. It is so vitally important for us to do that, right?
I always say this. I am very ashamed and embarrassed that many years ago, almost 30 years ago, when I went to India, I rode on an elephant. I was ignorant. I was stupid. And I am trying to do a living amends for that because I thought, I love elephants. Let's ride them. This is the mistake. This is why people who love animals are complicit in torturing animals. So I've actually talked about, and we can talk about this during our festival, during this one discussion period that's serious. There's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be auctions and music and laughter and fun, but there are some serious conversations about starting a social media campaign where people confess that they rode elephants and explain why now they are ashamed because they understand that these animals have to be broken.
Exactly. I love that idea.
Tortured. They have to be ripped from their families. Yeah. Sometimes the mothers and the herd are killed just to get one elephant. Exactly. And I learned all this and I said, shame on me. So let's end it. Let's make it absolutely shameful for anybody to ride an elephant or, for that matter, a camel or a dolphin or any of these other things. Because the tragic irony is that, and I remember this from when I was young and ignorant, because I loved elephants, I wanted to get near them and I thought, let's ride them. And I did it once and I'll never forget. Now I need to, just like an elephant never forgets, I will never forget. And now I need to come clean with that and make it whole. And let's end it forever.
I completely agree. I think that's a brilliant idea. And you hit the nail right on because a lot of people do it because they love the elephants. And sometimes the love, completely clouds our own, what's happening behind the veil of culture and religion. For instance, that little baby that you saw, she was rescued. Her name is Purna. And when I went to meet her, and she was not shackled, nothing at all. They were actually raising her. There's a rehabilitation camp in Kerala called Kottur Elephant Rehab Center. And this baby was apparently abandoned by its herd because it had fallen into a trench that humans had created. And it's a vicious cycle. And like you said, in terms of captivity, elephants are social animals. Just imagine if your 1 or 2 year old baby had to get ripped apart from you, tortured into submission, just because humans can ride an elephant or, act goofy and amuse people in circuses or just remain tethered or wander in small enclosures in the zoos. I mean, these are all things that people just don't understand. Our love sometimes can be so blinding, and that is what happens. And so one of the things that, I really appreciate that you confess, we all have made mistakes. When I was a child, I rode an elephant too, because that was like what we were taught in the cultural, scenario, right? Riding an elephant. Right. And now it's like, no, our salvation, your salvation, my salvation is to kind of highlight, what we now know. And this is why I said earlier, awareness and education is so important, because I really believe, Jane, that humans are intrinsically good and they have good intentions. If only they knew what these elephants are going through, if only they knew, that these little babies are abducted from the wild, separated from their families. And these bull elephants that are mainly used in Kerala in particular, they have to undergo an annual ritual every time they come out of their must cycle. And look at the tears in his eyes. I mean, it's just heartbreaking to see these elephants suffer like this. And yet people are so blinded by their love that they just can't see the suffering, of these poor animals. And so this is why education is imperative, and that is why we are launching this festival where people can actually see the harsh reality. One of the things we are doing for the VIPs is I'm going to be screening a 7-minute short film exclusively, even before releasing it to the public, just for the VIPs who are attending, exclusively about the Odisha elephants and the problems that they're going through. One of the problems, Jane, in India, as you would know, is there are 1.38 billion people. And astonishingly, you have about 40,000 Asian elephants or less in the wild. And out of that, 27,000 are in India. So this is what is totally amazing, that despite the high population of people as well as elephants, there is somehow some people, or I would say most people, they have a significant amount of reverence for elephants that they don't kill. There's no poaching allowed legally, whereas poaching is allowed in Africa, right? Legally, you're allowed to hunt, whereas that is not allowed in India. But still, illegal poaching happens. And that is one of the reasons that we have to speak out and let people understand that, illegal poaching happens, and many people are encroaching into the forest space that belongs to the elephants, and they are actually barricading through electrical fencing, which are like high voltage.
It's happening here in the United States too. We globally have killed 68% of all wildlife in the last 50 years. Yeah. And now nature is taking its revenge with a global pandemic. Exactly. That is a zoonotic illness that wouldn't be happening if we lived in a plant-based society, because remember, this first cropped up amongst those who'd visit a retail slaughter market. They call it a wet market, a retail slaughter market in China. SARS, same thing. Retail slaughter market in another province in China. Mad cow disease, swine flu, pig flu. This is not about any one country. They crop up everywhere. The mad cow disease was here. Okay, so in the United States. So nature say you kill us, we're starting to kill you. And this should be an opportunity for us to change everything.
Absolutely.
In terms of our relationship with animals. So turn zoos into sanctuaries, create sacred space for these animals to have their own land. If we destroy all the property, the forests, we are going to also go extinct as a species. This is what scientists say, not just me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that you really raise a good point. The interdependence, our interdependence and interconnection in this magnificent web of life. We are but a strand in this web of life, which is what Chief Seattle said when he had to surrender his land to the European invaders. And he said, we are but a strand in this magnificent web of life. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. And like you said, it originated because people ate bat, and some people say it originated because people consumed pangolins and all these endangered species. We're not meant to eat these kinds of exotic meat. We're not meant to eat meat, period. I'm a proud vegan, just like you are, and I just feel like we get enough nutrition. I mean, I don't feel drained at all. Both of us are energy bunnies, right? And
my biggest complaint is, please calm down, because I have too much energy. Sometimes, although you could say never too much, right? But exactly. It's a canard. We're not even carnivores. If we were carnivores, when we saw roadkill on the side of the road, we'd start salivating and want to jump out of our cars and eat it.
Exactly.
And we don't do that. So yes, there are many, many arguments to be made. We have to have a shift. And this pandemic which is nature's way of saying, go to your room, think about what you've done and come out more evolved, or you could be finished as a species, is an opportunity for us to really rethink the decisions we're making. And I myself have shifted. I'm not coming from up here. I always say I'm a recovering alcoholic with 25 years of sobriety. I had to hit bottom to realize that what I thought was the solution was actually the problem. And it's a very similar situation with people eating animals. We've declared slaughterhouses essential businesses. Actually, they're the problem, not the solution. Now they're COVID hotbeds. So I think it's really, really important for us to use this as I am. I'm starting to eat much healthier, really just fruits and vegetables, some grains. During this pandemic, I have to grow, I have to learn, I have to shed bad habits and evolve. We all have to do it. Absolutely. And so meanwhile, while we are at home using online abilities to have fun and communicate with each other, this festival is happening. And I have to tell you, I attend a lot of Zoom meetings. This is not going to be a Zoom meeting, people. This is going to be a real festival, a real fun festival. And Jane Goodall is mesmerizing. She is an absolute, well, she's obviously one of my heroes. And she's been plant-based. And in her mid-80s, she has been traveling widely. I don't know if she's traveling during COVID, but she speaks, she does lectures all over the place. She also has the energy of a teenager. She's the guest of honor. There's going to be music. There's going to be, and I love your auctions. The only time I don't feel guilty about shopping is at an auction for an animal event. And some of the best things I've ever gotten to have in my home are things that I've gotten. So I'm definitely going to be in on that auction. Awesome. You guys, you can sign up. The link to the tickets is right there in the intro. We're also putting it in the comment section. So what would you tell people if you had to describe, like, you're telling a friend, hey, come to this festival, it's going to be fun. What would you say?
You're asking me, right? Yeah. So basically, I would say you're not only having fun, but you're also educating yourself. You're also creating awareness. More than anything, you're helping the elephants. So while having fun, you're also helping the elephants that desperately need help. And they are a keystone species. Asian elephants are endangered. And especially in India, you have them. If we can save the elephants of India, we can save the whole species. Because around the world, there are elephants scattered in patches everywhere, maybe a few thousand in Thailand, maybe a few thousand in Cambodia, maybe a few thousand but 27,000, that is 60% of the global Asian elephant population, is situated in India. If we can save these animals, and if we can ensure that we do that in a manner that is not coercive, but it is like educational, like when you enlighten and educate people, they are more prone to follow the suggestions that we make. And the thing is, we are going to be also hiring local villagers. And that's the amazing thing, right? Because it's people and poor people and elephants who are benefiting. And at some point, obviously, we're going to tell them, hey, come on, we can move back a little bit. You don't need to encroach so close to the areas. And so we are hiring local rangers to make sure that, elephants are not electrocuted, that there are no sagging wires, that there are no electrical traps to trap elephants. And we're doing all these things by helping elephants as well as poor people. So by having fun and by purchasing whatever you want online, you're helping elephants, the endangered elephants. You're also helping poor people.
Oh, you are amazing. And I love your spirit. You delve into the darkest side of humanity, but you always see the hope. And I see that you're going to help the poor people who are working in these industries, it's not really their fault. They're also victims. They're poor and they don't have much of a choice. Most of the people who are quote unquote exploiting animals, they're not really the problem. The consumers, the wealthier consumers who go for this kind of entertainment are the problem. So you're helping them as well. So everybody, I'm going to be there. I know all my friends are going to be there. The Forgotten Elephants of Odisha. Let's help the elephants of India with this dazzling weekend festival, November 7th and 8th. That's a weekend. And it's going to be so much fun. And there's a silent auction or another kind of, there's fun auctions filled with surprises. I can tell you some of the most fun events I've ever attended have really, really wild auctions. I know you've got a surprise planned. I know you do.
I can share that with you right now. Okay, so
Okay.
we're going to launch the online auction today, and if you want, I can share the link with you. Can I share it with you
Put it
now?
in the comment section.
Okay, I'll put it in the comment section. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is there is an amazing Native American author from California. Her name is Dina Metzger. You may have heard of her. She is going to be launching a vigil at the end of our whole I just got goosebumps when I said that, and we were discussing this only yesterday. And I'm going to explain to people how we're going to do that. We're all going to hold a candle for elephants. It's going to be a vigil for elephants. She's going to be bringing them into our circle, elephant circle. So it's going to be really exciting, and I just share that with you because I just learned about it this morning.
I'm so excited, Sangita. You are my hero. I love what you're doing. Everybody, get your tickets now. Okay. This festival is going to be awesome. November 7th and 8th. Music, concerts, auctions, Jane Goodall speaking, and also this candlelight visual at the end. It's going to be a great event. Thank you so much, Sangita, for all you do. Let's save the world's elephants.
Absolutely. All animals. How about that, right?
Let's save all animals.
Exactly.
Let's save the planet. Let's save ourselves. Let's save ourselves.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this time with you and for the interview, for the opportunity to express myself. And it's just so wonderful to see your passion also and your excitement in this whole thing and all the work that you do. Just amazing. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Maybe we should end with another look at the elephants at the heart of this. So they are at the heart of this. Those watching, sign up now. The link is right there. It's in the comment section. It's in the intro. Join this festival. Let's not be sad. Let's save them. Thank you, Sangita. Bye-bye.